But now, back on track. Just thrilled to have Cody with us today. I know these two, Wes and Carol, they're both priests from the Diocese of Oregon. I know this guy, he's the bishop of the Diocese of Oregon, and I know this guy too. But I'll let him tell you why he has a picture of all those people up there while I go take my vestments off and get ready to join the conversation. Cody, take it away.
Thank you, Chad. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Hi, Cody.
Okay. Hi. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Those of you who have no clue what's going on, over the summer I had the opportunity to go to the Episcopal Youth Event in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and it was definitely an experience. Before going, I had no clue what I was expecting. I was expecting kind of a totally different thing, but this was kind of crazy, and I hope to help you guys understand how really important it was for me to go. But really quick, these are the stars of the slideshow I'm going to go through. So Jen already said Wes and Carol. They were our chaperones. They're two awesome people who really put a lot of work into our group, Oregon Going. And so I think they live in Salem, but they came and they represented the diocese, more of the Portland diocese, but that's how we all went. I was the only person who went from the Diocese of Eastern Oregon, so technically I represented Eastern Oregon, but we were all just considered the Diocese of Oregon. This here is Ella Catherine. She's from Portland. You'll see her a lot more. She's quite a character in the pictures. She stole my camera and took some funky pictures a couple times. But this is the Bishop of Portland. He was actually here a couple weeks ago when the bishops were here. This is Nayeli, Annie, John Wall, and Annie here too. And then this is me with flat Jesus in my pocket. There was actually a few flat Jesuses floating around. I don't actually know who was handing them out. I kind of found them. There was a lot of, what was really cool was people brought things to share. Like, I wish I brought it, but I have on my backpack that I carry on every day just a ribbon that says Oregon on it. And people brought t-shirts, and you can see our badges here. Like Ella has a bunch of things, collected pins. These are from all the different dioceses. Now, speaking of that, there was a lot of different dioceses from all over the nation and also the world. It was mostly people from America, but every diocese in America came. But there was also people from all around the world. Like there's people from Colombia, people who didn't speak English. So I took some pictures of the services, and they had everything in English and in Spanish, and it was all really interesting. But speaking of that, the whole mission of the mission statement, I guess, that they had for EUIE was a path to peace. El Camino a la Paz, as they put it. This is my water bottle that they gave me that I carry around. It's a really good water bottle, but also I know what it means. And they had a dove as the character. That theme will come up a lot more. But yeah, so everyone, the whole theme was welcome. Everyone was welcome. And it was very cool to see that because, in Bend we're very homogenous society and we don't see much diversity, but I saw everyone, every kind of person, every type of person you can imagine here, and the way that everyone was like-minded. In Bend, we're in the church, we're all Episcopalians, but outside of Bend, there's not much church going on. Here, everyone was open to talk to you, and it was very cool to see that, most churches aren't like this, and in the way that there's a lot more youth. It was really nice to know that I am not the only youth in all of the Episcopal community. Actually, there was a surprising amount, and you'll see from the pictures that there was a lot of kids here. So this was a picture that I brought out, but now we're going to try to go through this really quick so I can show you some other things. I brought my camera with me, and I just kind of went crazy with it, taking a bunch of pictures. There wasn't more than 1,000 pictures. Now there's a lot less. I hope I picked the good ones. So this was right when we got off the bus. This is in Oklahoma, Oklahoma City University, and it was actually in Edmond, whoever knows Oklahoma City very well. But this is the first picture I took. We got off the bus, and they had us all writing in chalk, and a lot of people had already been there. This was our writing where we said Oregon. But yeah, so here's another picture of everyone. This is the first group picture. At this point, we're all kind of awkward, don't really know each other. Some people have already met, but I have never seen any of these people in my life. I've just been on an airplane with them for a while. But as you can tell from the last picture and this picture, we got really close. And, you know, I bunked with John Wall here, and then all the girls bunked together in the dorm. So we all just became really good friends, and we're all still friends to this day. We all still talk on social media, and we're planning on getting together sometime soon again. But this was, I mentioned that everyone brought stuff and they shared. This was some of the shirts that that Wes brought. Everyone, I guess I should address this now. This shirt, I apologize, I'm not super dressed up, but I thought this was more important. This is from 1996 EYE, and on the back it says, Days in Episcopalian. I really love the shirt. Because I really do love Led Zeppelin and all, but I'm also Episcopalian. But yeah, so the shirts were also something that went around. This one was an even older shirt from when Wes went to EYE. But you'll see a lot of the shirts and things are passed around. And I have shirts from random dioceses that I don't even know where I got them exactly, but I have them. I log in. So this was inside the dorms when we just kind of got off the plane and went on our dorms. And I saw this. This was just not even a part of the event. It was just someone put it on their dorm. I thought it was interesting. It says, "Find your direction and keep moving." I thought that was cool. So this was the campus itself. Some of the architecture I found interesting. But this rock right here, I thought I had the pictures of it, but I can't find them. But right now, there's nothing written on it. This is just a giant rock with the dove on it. And by the end of the event, it was covered in messages of peace and ways for the path to peace. They put some paint there, and it was covered and was very awesome. And I panicked because I couldn't find the pictures, but I hope I explained to you that
We forgive you.
Really cool. But yeah, this is also some of the architecture and the landscape that was there. So first thing, when we got there was just people playing games. These games were going on pretty endlessly, just volleyball, and everyone was together. There was also some basketball. This is from when the girls stole my camera. They wanted to take some selfies and pictures. This is us playing basketball. This is me and John. We were usually on a team, but when we were on other teams, we got pretty competitive. John's a football player in Westland in Portland, so that was very fun. It was also just cool to see these people who we've never met before. This kid right here was on the basketball court every time I walked by the basketball court. I don't know how he did it. I think he missed some important stuff, but he was playing basketball. But I actually just did some college applications, and I wrote something about this right here because I just thought it was very interesting the way that the question was about diversity and the way that we could all get together and play this game, and there was never really any struggle, even though the game got kind of competitive at sometimes. It was still fun, and everything came to a peaceful resolution, and everyone was able to talk and work their things out. I thought it was interesting. I thought this was a funny picture. More. These are all the girls together. They became really close friends. I think some of them already knew each other, other than that. But these are our name tags that we carried around. They told us to wear them at all times. I did not. They look kind of goofy, but they're kind of like a fanny pack around your neck. It's John. He was really into basketball. This was in our dorms. There were multiple different dorms, but this was just kind of the hangout area. These people were just, playing guitar, playing pool, hanging out. At night, when we got home late, they would have brownies and stuff for us. It was pretty cool. This was everyone meeting. I thought this was an interesting picture. They didn't know I was taking it, and they were just, having a good time. So this is Ella. This is a big box of stuff they gave us. Everyone got one of these boxes. She decided to climb in the box. She was having some struggles getting out. And then I think it was me who pushed her over. And she just struggled to get out of the box. She was a little bit mad at me. This was, I think, the night that we walked to 7-Eleven because it was 7-Eleven day. And they were giving out free Slurpees. We talked Wes and Carol into letting us leave campus, which was a big no-no. But they let us break the rules to get free Slurpees, and it was quite an adventure, actually. There were some allergic reactions to grass, and some people fell, but it was only a block away. Probably why they don't want us to leave campus. This was after a long day of, the first day. Wes and Carol wanted us to get together and just talk. We had these banners that every diocese got, and they put them up at the end, and we all drew on them. And she decided to paint my nails.
Your nails, nice.
Yeah, but that was all us drawing on that. We ended up drawing a big outline of Oregon. I think I have a picture of that. This is us planning it out. This was just a really memorable night because I just remember us finally getting past the ice, breaking the ice, and really becoming closer to one another. I love this picture of Carol. She's a very sweet lady, those of you who know her. And Wes is also a goofball. Funny story about Wes. I don't know if you know this, but it's No Shave November. He told me that when he was younger, he did some crazy stuff with his beard. He had a long beard, a short beard. At one time, he told me that he cut only half of his face, shaved only half his face, and he did that for about a week. Yeah. This is us drawing on the poster. You can see more of what it was. Yeah. So, for some reason, she took my water bottle and she wrote corn on the cob on it. I still have that on my water bottle. I don't really understand why she did it. Some more pictures.
She was sitting on you.
No. This was some of the art. This is a little bit out of order, but this is some of the art that was just randomly in the school. It wasn't part of the event, but I found it was some some African art, and that'll come up more later. This is us just in the library. So this was the actual services that they had, and there was a lot of them. They were very long. But it was a lot of music and a lot of youth, we like the loud music and bright lights for our services, and they really did deliver on that. I actually got the opportunity to be an acolyte for the first service, so they had some vestments there. So I had already walked in and I pulled out my camera, but here's the people who were behind me carrying. This is the original procession. You'll see just how big it was. There's the band in the background. A bunch of bishops there, more bishops than I've ever seen in my life. The band was playing pretty much nonstop. Here's a good picture of all the people. Everyone was standing. Very upbeat processional songs compared to what we usually hear. And then here's the presiding bishop, Michael Curry. I couldn't really help but get a lot of pictures of him. He's very photogenic.
He is.
Yeah. And here's what I was talking about, how they did everything in English and Spanish. So we would say this in English, and then at the same time they would say it in Spanish, and it actually sounded really nice. And it was very much appreciated by a lot of the community there. the band. More of Michael Curry. So these are some of my favorite pictures, and I couldn't delete any of them. We all know how crazy he gets for his. He gets very lively, you know. And he was walking around all throughout the stage, and he had a very powerful sermon, waving his finger at us. It's one of my favorite pictures right here. I don't know how I got this picture, but I'm very proud of it. This was the baptism of water, and you'll see that they came around and they sprinkled it on us, but he put his hands in there and he's like, here you go. I think that's what he would say. I do love this picture. He's just...
You should send it.
He might like that.
You need to send it to the Episcopal Youth Event.
There's some more in here that are really good of him. He's just still going around. You can see the water's still swashing around. It's a really good picture. You know, he's screaming at us. But then now he's smiling. I love this picture because he's not looking at me, but he's very happy and, you know, very passionate about what he's saying and what he's doing. Very good, happy, good to see more of him. He keeps going. He's just really trying to get to our hearts right here, pulling at our heartstrings. Here's some more of the liturgy. Everything was on the wall. We didn't have pamphlets or everything, so that'd be a little bit crazy, but these are on the projectors. She actually led the service. I can't remember her name, but she was an awesome lady. Take my word on that. More of the bishops. And these are the people I was sitting next to, also the other acolytes. This kid right here did everything. A lot of it was put on by the youth event, and there's a lot of people, and this kid did a lot and put a lot of work. He got there a few days early, and he was on the planning board, so he kind of told us what to do, all the acolytes and everything. Selfie. So this is the first picture of, as Ella called him, Ella Catherine, beard guy. Kind of reminds me of someone in the back. He'll come up a lot more, and we really, it was kind of interesting. We took a lot of pictures. Every time I saw him, I took a funny picture of him. He didn't know I was doing it. But eventually one day at a praxis section, which was like some panels that we went to on off days, I sat next to him, Ella and I, and he was actually a very interesting guy to talk about. I found this interesting. This guy was just very deep in thought.
Cody, how long were you there?
In Oklahoma?
Yeah.
I think it was Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Michael Curry, I've noticed that he always does his face when he's giving out communion. It's very meaningful. So this lady here, I saw, and I just really thought she was a very beautiful spiritual lady. And a few days later at the lunch service, I actually ran into her, and I couldn't help but say, I got some really cool pictures of you. I just wanted to say that something about you, your spirit, your energy's there. And she just looked at me. She said, "Thank you. God bless you." And I was very touched by her. More of Michael Curry. He's just singing here. He's not yelling. More of all the pictures of everyone. This is a good idea of what's going on. These girls were just singing. This is, part of the community.
Just eating.
So this is, there was a lot of food, and it was all free, so I like to eat. These have come up a few times. These are your multiple dishes. This is my after. Right. More of the art. I was really into this art. It was really just in the library. Like, I don't know what was going on, but I was interested in it. No one else was, but it was all part of a private collection that someone donated. This kind of reminds me of that lady who I said, I don't think it's at all connected, but her hair. This guy looks like me when I haven't shaved after work. I don't know if you see Ella in the background. This was really cool.
Okay, now.
Cars. Where are the cars?
That's coming, Mom.
Where are you at?
This was a panel right after his service, and he was just talking more about the Jesus movement, and also, which we've all heard, but more about our part in the youth part in the Jesus movement, and the future of the Episcopal Church.
Ta-da!
He's not posing this picture, he's actually kind of making a joke about something, but on a picture. And this is a photo of his outfit. This is how he dresses, like he's going on a safari every day.
Oh, cool.
Here's all of us together. As you can see, we're starting to become good friends. This is day 2, I think, day 3. This was an interesting thing, kind of reminds me of our welcoming thing, but it was the Episcopal migration ministry, and they really work on refugees to America and how the Episcopal Church helps out in that. This is the lady leading it. She was very passionate. Everyone was wearing these badges, and I don't know if you can see, but her thing says, I support refugees because all human beings deserve a life free from fear and prosecution. I thought everyone was wearing these badges, and everyone wrote their own things on them. That's what she wrote. There's some more of those that might make their way in. More of the liturgy in English and Spanish. This is actually a song. Beard Guy, number 2. Terry. And then picture of all the girls. So this was Oklahoma Day. And this was the day that we all went out in Oklahoma. And you'll see that we're all wearing the same shirts. This is just the first day. We saw some horses. We went around Oklahoma. This is the biggest building in Oklahoma. You see it from everywhere. This is just getting lunch. My middle name's Harvey, so I had to take a picture of this. No comment. This is Oklahoma City Thunder. We drove by there. Weird guy. Weird guy. This is in a Native American Art Museum. Bunch of cool pictures, bunch of cool art. Weird guy.
Weird guy.
That's a terrible name, but that's what we call him.
They didn't wrestle you to the ground?
No, I didn't say anything about me taking pictures the whole time. This was at the other museum. I really love cars. This was just the whole downstairs was filled with cars. We had to take this cheesy picture of the hands. Some really beautiful cars, 4GT. I seen a picture where someone put their baby in there. Just joking around. Not while I was driving, obviously.
Whoa.
Very beautiful cars. Some cheesy pictures we took. Bunch of these. Yeah. We were here for a while. I'm trying to get to the Corvette because that's my dream car. The funny story about this, we were leaving, I ran to the bathroom, and I didn't realize there was a whole exposition on these cars. And I just had to run and get a bunch of pictures of the old cars and a lot of the Corvette. Very nice cars. I don't even know what was up, but they just had a bunch of nice cars in this museum. It had nothing to do with the theme, but more pictures of everyone. So I assume that everyone knows what happened in Oklahoma, the bombing. I didn't know much about it before I went, but now it's very. We went to the museum where it happened, April 19th, 1995. So I feel very close just by going through this museum. It was very emotional, everyone there. Some people were crying because it was crazy. This picture right here. I don't know if you know this, but they drove a truck and the bomb went off in the federal building, and it was very close to a nursery.
Daycare.
So they found
Employee daycare.
Yeah. I just saw this. This is a recreation, but there's an actual photo of this. And some real things that came. This is from the truck. This was the license plate from the truck. more of the news. Teddy bear that they gave out. This was the firefighter who came out carrying the baby. Very powerful pictures. This is the actual car that they stopped. I'm blanking on his name. I'm sure you guys know. Timothy McVeigh. This is the car they stopped him in. They finally found him. This is a picture from the inside out. Very important to get a. So this, once we get out, this is the building. This is the side. This is where the museum was. That's where that picture was just from the inside out. More of the memorial, but we'll hurry up to this. This was from that picture was. This just kind of looks out. So then we left, and I kind of dropped my camera down for a while. We went to this ferry boat ride, but everyone was not really excited about that because they just saw some tragic stuff. All tired on the bus. We wrote some letters to people, some kids who, on their first day of school, who were parents who were incarcerated. More messing around on the bus, beard guy. And this is a thing that they put on for us, a whole event. They blocked off the street for us to just party in the street, and then we walked from here to the back to the memorial where we had a huge event. And I'll try to forward to that. So this was, notice Ella's happy in this picture because in a few seconds you'll see everyone's progressing down the street. It was a huge thing. We all had the water for the baptismal water. And then right about, where is it? More pictures of this. See, everyone's just going crazy with the water. Right here, this is a photo as Ella trips and falls into a pond. So photos go from very happy to me just kind of walking around while everyone's trying to tend to her. Everything goes on, and then eventually we make our way down the street to the memorial. So this is us. It was basically just a giant service over this reflecting pool. So you see this tower. 9:01 was the minute before the bombing happened. 9:02 the bombing happened. 9:03 was all over. So they have this over the reflecting pond. You'll see the other side soon. And that was actually part of the basement. 9:03 there you see. So this is kind of representing the time, craziness, and then it was over. That was the amount of time it took to change everything. These are some of my favorite pictures because it was low light and managed to get it very good. So we had all these glow sticks. Everyone was here.
Nice.
Reflecting pond. And as it gets darker, it just got kind of better for the photography. So we were all just looking over here. These chairs over here, these aren't chairs, they're actually graves, tombstones, kind of, not actual tombstone, but memorializing people who died. And there's big ones and there's small ones, and the small ones represent children who died. More of this, and it was a very powerful movie night. This was us walking Ella after she tripped.
Was she all right?
Yeah, she had a knee bandage, so she couldn't really walk too well. But this was a thing everyone kind of comes. It's kind of like the love locks in Paris, but everyone ties something here to remember. And we tied a little organ thing. That's what I was talking about earlier, onto the wall. So I hope that's still there. More of Ella getting special treatment. This was the Peace Rock. So right here it's not drawn on, but eventually it gets covered in a bunch of awesome moving things for people to take away. And then this was just kind of a free day where we just had time to just hang out and eat a lot of food and praxis sections. Some videos that I won't bother with right now. Oh, there's the backpack with this person thought I was taking a picture of their feet. I support refugees because Jesus taught us to love. Yeah, This is actually right before we sat next to him, and he told us his story. And, very interesting. I think he said that his husband had just
Was
passed
he
away.
a bishop?
No, I think he was just a chaperone. I got special gluten-free meals. This was our final poster. Look at that beard. It's just such a good beard. These two had a music battle as everyone was walking in. Everyone was in the conga line. That's John, my roommate, in the middle. Nayeli was from our group, and she went up and she talked. She just read from the
Are
Bible.
those Jesus thoughts?
Yeah, they were.
Mm-hmm.
I think I missed them, but
Yeah, we saw them.
There they were.
I don't know how I feel about that.
here's yeah. And I think this is the end now. Back to the beginning and see how we're all together. So just really quick, more of a general idea of how many people were there. There was a total of 1,400 Episcopalians, 95 Episcopal dioceses, 755 youth, 35 bishops, and yeah, it was really impressive the amount of people that were there. Jed, how much more time do we have?
Well, you got 10 minutes if you want it.
10 minutes? All right. Really quick, this was a video put on by, that just came out, Jed sent me, and I thought I get a better idea than I could really get what went on there. And the really
We are in Oklahoma at University of Central Oklahoma, and we are here for the Episcopal Youth Event of 2017. It's the second largest event in the Episcopal Church, and it's a way to get youth in the church to stay connected to the church once they become older. It's for youth that are in high school, and the oldest ages that we have are graduated seniors.
We have the biggest worship service of Episcopalian youth that has probably ever been seen. The best speakers are here to present about peacemaking ministry going on in the Episcopal Church, even outside of the church, to hopefully just inspire these young people to go back in their communities, make some light, for peace.
It's just a gathering of youth from all over the world, and youth get together, we dance, we sing, do some pretty crazy games, and learn a lot about being a part of the church and what that means.
The Episcopal Youth Event is a lot of times the first interaction with Episcopal youth and the greater national, international Episcopal Church.
I am from the Dominican Republic originally, so this is so exciting for me because it's the first time that we as Province 9 can gather here. It's so cool that we are able to find and meet others Episcopalian.
They are the most amazing group of young people. They are energetic, they love the Episcopal Church.
These are young people who have been raised and formed in the way of following Jesus in the Episcopal Church. And I've got to tell you, it's not only exciting and energizing, it's spiritually renewing.
There's even a day that we're going to go into Oklahoma City, and we're going to see what Oklahoma City has to offer us in this path to peace.
Whenever I have the opportunity to be with the young folks of our church and to see the energy and the enthusiasm, and it gives me hope.
It's joy, there's a lot of emotions going on, but it's a wonderful way of the church being the church in all of its fullness.
There'll also be a Red Dirt Carnival sponsored by the Diocese of Oklahoma. We're blocking off the street having our party there, and it's going to be really cool.
I've been a priest since 1978. And never have I had a more sustained, in-depth conversation with people about following Jesus in their life than with these young people here today. That is the church, and that is the Jesus movement, and they are it.
I came because I wanted to get that experience of all the Episcopalians all together and to be a community.
I think what I'm going to bring back home from this experience is a lot more insight into myself and into our church.
I'll be able to bring back the importance of communication and a sense of equality, and like everybody's the same.
And it was interesting to see the differences between the different dioceses and how we knew some of the same songs, different songs, and kind of how we all interacted together.
Probably one of the best experiences I've had in my life.
Nice.
So, are there any questions, any confusions about the actual event?
How did you pay for going there?
I'm actually not sure. Someone, I was supported, and the event came, the opportunity came to me, and that was really never really a issue that came up. I think someone supported me.
So you had a secret supporter.
I think so.
And can you go again? Or are you
So actually,
too
it's
old to go?
yeah, it's only for high schoolers. So it's from freshmen to graduate seniors, and I will not be. It's only every 4 years. It's 2 or 4. Yeah. But I know Terry did help. He put a lot of work into me going. So I really wanted to give a thanks to him and his efforts to get me there. Any other questions?
Did you get to mix with the other kids, or did you stay mainly in the Oregon group?
I mean, I went there with the Oregon group, but I made a lot of friends, random people, and most of the time we were together, but there were some times when I didn't see Nayeli for a whole day, because she made her own friends. Very, very good time. Yes.
What kind of breakout sessions did they have for you guys?
Like breaks?
Well, no, I meant you went to other groups, you heard different
so
topics. So clearly one was about immigration, but what other things?
The ones I remember, they were called praxis sessions on our free time. And one was from the lady who talked about refugees, but also there was the one from Michael Curry, who talked about his Jesus movement here. A bunch of other ones, and there were days full of them. I can't recall. These were the ones that really stood out to me, and I took note of them.
Cody, I was just wondering if there was any one message or thought or anything like that, something that really meant a lot to you, or something you really want to bring back to us.
Yeah, so I was going to get there, but the path to peace, we obviously didn't find the clear path to peace there, but we did find that there's this community that we have within each other, and we are the future. But it was just really staying together and really reminding ourselves that there's a lot of work to come to really further our more social problems, but the path to peace isn't really something that can be finalized, but we can just keep working towards this path and keep working on being a better community and being a part of the Jesus movement to better our communities. But really, for me personally, it was really good to see that there were so many more youth. I think now you can really see that there was a lot of youth and a lot that can be done. A lot of potential there, So. Yes.
Was there any discussion about how to bring more youth into the church?
You know, not exactly. It was just more about, I think that can happen more if we show our message and our mission. You know, as Episcopalians, we're not the. I remember a long time ago, Jim gave a sermon about how Christians are thought of as, you know, mean people, and they're not forgiving, and they hate all gays, you know. But I think that these kids have a different view on the world, and if they keep going and doing what they're doing, they're gonna attract more people. And as long as we keep working towards, you know, not serving ourselves but serving others to create a better world, I think more youth will jump on as time goes on. Did you have a question?
It was already asked. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Just maybe to follow up on that question, what has brought you to this point? What in your life brought you here in this place to so articulately talk about this?
So, what stands out to me was 4 years ago or 3 years ago, my mom and I moved to California, and we were in a church down there. I was baptized Episcopalian as a kid. We were never as consistent as we are now, but as we moved here, we kind of we moved here without a house because we were forced out in California, and we just had to get here because we knew our new life was going to start in the short of things. But as I was coming here, I was very scared about getting here, and the whole finally getting to where we are now, I kept telling myself that we were in God's hands. And I don't even know why I told myself this. I had never heard this in the church before, but I just really felt like I was in God's hands. I was in God's path. He was going to get us here, and I really believe that He did get us here. And I do believe that He brought us to this church, which is the church has changed my life. And, you know, it's really been a journey, but, you know, my faith was progressed a lot through that experience. And I'm grateful that it brought me here to these people.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here too.
Thank you.
How old are you, and what are you doing right now?
So more about me. I'm 17. I'm a senior at Summit, and I hope to study energy systems engineering at OSU Cascades.
Very good.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
So we'll keep seeing more of you then.
Yeah, I hope to stick around here.
Stick around.
Yeah. Anything else?